Hi everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm going to be talking about my indie game WizardPunk and how much money it made, how much money it lost, all of the above. What are the wish lists that it had before launch, what did it have after, and a little bit of a post-mortem on the game itself. We're going to start on the money part, so if you're interested in that, we're going to cover it right away. Okay, so the lifetime revenue is about $1,800, and the lifetime net revenue after taxes and all of that is about $1,450. This is in USD. If you look below, that's the very first week. This section that says 1122 to 1129. So I only sold 24 units in the first week. So that comes out to about $185. So most of my revenue was in early access and trickling a little bit after the first week of sales. So as for wish lists, I had about 1,500 wish lists at launch and only 24 of those converted, which is about a 1.5% conversion rate, which is pretty low. A lot of people think you should be around 10% on that. My wish list quality must have been lower than average. This could be because the game was in early access for 2 years before I released it, but I'm not entirely sure. Also, as you can see, I gained about 350, almost 400 wish lists after launch, so you can expect to get a good amount of wish lists after launch waiting on maybe a big sale to happen, because the game was discounted at launch. Okay, so is that actual profit made? No. So if you see here, I spent a total of $8,800 about on the game. This is not including assets that I purchased from the store, just because those are things that I could reuse in other projects, but that might add another, let's say, $500 onto this. And if you see this calculation, I actually, after adding the revenue that I made, I still am negative $7,500 on the game. So definitely it was not a financial success by any means. Really quick, for those that are interested, let's break down these categories. I can't go into the individuals because I want to respect the privacy of the people that I paid to work on the project. But for 3D models, it was a handful of different deliveries that totaled $3,500. These were things like buildings in the game, characters in the game, props, and then I filled the rest of the game out with assets from the store or occasionally some that I modeled. Then UI art was $1,200. Again, similar thing. This was just less money because there was either less art needed on the UI side or I was able to do more of it. Other art means things like promo art, things that were not in the game themselves. Sounds and music was about $1,000. That's pretty self-explanatory. I am not musically inclined, so I wanted to invest in that a little bit. And then marketing and other, if you look there, it says trailers, influencers, tournament sponsor, consultations, social media work. Lots of small purchases here. I was really doing trial and error on marketing because I'd never really marketed a game before. So I was spending money on various things and just trying to throw a dart at the wall and see what stuck. One of the most random ones was the tournament sponsor. I sponsored a custom robo tournament as a part of this Discord community that plays this game called Custom Robo, which is a older game now for the GameCube, and it fit really well and was the inspiration for my combat system. So I thought it'd be really cool to give back to the community in that way. I don't know that it paid dividends, but it was nice to be able to do that, and it at least it gave me some allies for my game in the community. Okay, so that's it for the financial side of things. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the rest of the project. In total, it took about 3 years of development. I was working on this on the side. I was never working on it full time. So that's about 3 years of part-time work. And I did all of the coding for the game, all of the design of the game, and some of the art and some of the sound effects and all of the marketing myself. The launch day experience was pretty lukewarm. I didn't expect much because throughout the entirety of the early access, I did not see much reception to the game itself. I had only a handful of players. As you could see, there was maybe about 200 sales during early access. So I had very limited feedback on if people liked the game, and I had very limited wish lists. So it seemed that people were not that interested in the game in general. So I did not put much energy into the launch day. I was mostly just trying to launch a game and finish it and show that I have a game on Steam for when my next game comes out. It will maybe give a little bit more confidence to the players. So what this means is that for launch day, I posted one tweet. I did not post to Reddit. I posted in a couple Discord communities I'm a part of, and I sent it to a few friends, and that was it. In addition to a few keys being sent out to YouTubers, I believe none of which covered the game, but there did end up being a few YouTube videos made just by smaller creators that purchased it. One more thing worth noting is that I did have a Discord at one point. I believe I shut it down about a year or 2 years ago, and I had it for about a year, and I invited players into it and put it on the Steam page and did what I could to get people in, but no matter what I tried, there was nobody really interested in joining and especially contributing. I only had one person that really cared about the game in there, which I'm very grateful to that person, but it ended up being a failed experiment. So I probably will not do Discord in the future unless it's already so much attention going to the game that there are people desiring it. Alright, well, thanks for watching. I do have a new game that I'm working on called Doc King. If you could check that out and wishlist it, that would be very much appreciated. And I'll have a devlog for that soon, so if you enjoyed the style of this, maybe you'll enjoy the devlog for that, in which I go more in depth actually on the development side of things, and maybe I'll touch on the marketing and such, but it'll be more so a first look into the game and what I'm working on right now. Okay, thank you for watching. Farewell.